Keep on sex stream.
All right, we're live. Trace, I was gonna have Trace do the intro, but he ain't here, so I guess
Since
Henry do
he's a
do the intro this
no-show.
time.
Welcome to episode 4 of the podcast. We are the Men Who Throw Frogs. We were going to have a guest appearance from Trace today, but,
Well, guest or is he like officially a member?
well, he has to
He's a
show up.
reoccurring theme.
He has to show up for it to happen.
And maybe I should take
To
him
get
out of
a
the
title.
thumbnail, the descriptions. That'll be his punishment.
That'll be his punishment.
It's pretty fucked up, Trace. Can't believe you.
Can't believe you, man. Went and did us like that. Got our hopes up.
Huh.
I know. Just utterly disappointed. Oh, Nate, we got matched with a Herald 5 earlier today.
How'd that go?
While we had 2 Immortals in our lobby, and what was the other one? Ancient?
Yeah, we had one immortal on our team, and then their team had an immortal, an
It
ancient,
was
and
on
then
Tinker.
basically just they had all high ranks,
Yeah,
and
a
then we
5-stack
somehow
more or
had
less.
we had 2 people on our team that were the lowest of low heralds that you can get.
Yeah.
And as you would expect, they blamed everything on us.
Well,
Wouldn't it,
of course.
Not the fact that their safe lane was like 0 and 14 by minute 10, but
Oh no, it was worse than that.
it was bad.
Yeah, like at minute 7, Ursa was like 12 and 0,
That's
and
ridiculous.
we were just like, "Oh, this is cool." Ursa has a blink dagger, basher, phase boots, morbid mask, corrosive orb. We were just like, "Well, this is gonna be fun," and sure enough, we just got slayed. It was like, "All right."
It's
He
usually
was
how it
shit
goes
talking
when
us
that
the whole time. He's like,
happens.
"You guys are
Sucks.
fucking heralds. Y'all are so bad." It's like we're bad. It's like at the end of the game, I looked at his damage. He didn't even do 2,000 damage on Leshrac. Did 0 damage with his ulti, a literal 0. Also
Oh,
did
and
0 damage with Diabolic Edict.
I don't know how you can do that.
Fun. It's impossible to do that unless you're that guy.
he never used either
I
ability.
could do more damage than that in a coma.
If you have if you had an aneurysm in the middle of the game.
You just hook my brain waves up to the computer and it'll do everything else for me. Probably play better that way, to be honest. So, Nate, why were you so late?
Late.
You got here. All right.
5 minutes
My
ago.
book. Yeah, if you're early,
5 minutes prior.
this is the rule, and everybody else should live by this. If you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late, and if you're late, you're fucked.
Well, I was on time.
No, you were late.
No, I was on time.
You were late. 5 minutes before is not early. That is
That's
late.
on time.
That's late.
I had work today. I got off at 1, and then I had lunch with my coworkers.
Gross.
So my hands are all dirty, yucky. My hair's all dirty, yucky. I need to go shower still, but I was going to shower before the podcast.
But then you fucked up. Where'd y'all go eat?
We had Costco pizza. My boss bought it, so I can't complain, and it was good. I like Costco
Free
pizza. so-
food, hey. You can never go wrong with free food.
That's right. And Costco
What'd you
pizza's
get?
good, so just the
No,
pepperoni
just
and
the
the
pizza?
cheese. They don't do the supreme anymore.
They don't?
Nope, they got rid of it, and they said they're not going to bring it back.
You ready for this?
Wow. I'm disappointed.
I've never been to Costco's.
Okay.
Not once.
Okay.
Partly because there wasn't one in Lake Charles or in the area that I lived in Montana, and
Well, you're also not trying to feed a small
Colorado.
army.
this is true. I still go to like Sam's and stuff. Buying in bulk is just so much better for certain
Sam's
things.
Club is sick. I used to go to Sam's Club when I was little.
Sam's Club is where I used to buy all my dum-dums because they had those big ass fucking 10-pound bags. Walk out there with 2 of them on my shoulders. I'm like a goddamn warrior.
Yeah, with 20 pounds of dum-dums.
Name a stronger force. I'll wait.
The strongest Avenger over here.
Goddamn right. Hulk instead of Dum Dum. So, Nate, how was your week?
That was alright. Work's been okay. It hasn't been super busy anymore. We got my little brother on staff, which is nice. Definitely means it's a lot easier because we got more manpower. And he's learning. He's coming along. It's his first time working at a shop. So
This is
then
Jack?
Yeah, so he's learning things. We've pretty much realized now that he has worked on more cars than my father has, and my father's twice our age.
It's a good start.
Yeah.
Now
He's
you
not
just gotta
planning on
keep
making
going.
it a career. He's just going to do it through school, I think.
Are you throwing your authority around with him?
No, I'm not that guy.
How dare
Do I
you.
throw my authority around with you guys?
What authority?
Exactly. No, I
I
don't want to be
have
that
more
guy who's
money
like,
than
well, I'm
you,
your
I'm
boss. You
older
got to do
than
what I
you."
say. Now tie my shoes.
I would. To prove a point.
I've had bosses like
Assert your
that,
dominance.
and I don't like it. So I don't want to be that guy.
Same. I usually just don't give a fuck. All my assistants have just been like, hey, you're super easy to work with. It's like, yeah, I just don't really care. It's like, so long as you do shit for me, and
Yeah,
I
as long
don't
as you do your
care.
job, as long as there's no problems, then that's fine.
That said, I have had to been dicks to a few of them in the past, just because I asked them to like, hey, I need you to do this like paperwork and stuff, and they're just like, I mean, it is your job to do it. And it's like, no, it's your job to do what I tell you to do. It's like, it's literally your job description when you get hired here. It's like, you could lose this internship and fuck off. I'll get another one.
No, Jack's pretty good. Usually I say, hey, need to work on this, need to work on that. He's all, okay. Like his new current thing to work on is just speeding up, just getting faster, and he's getting faster.
That's good. Shows he's got the learning capacity for it.
Oh, and my little brother's not a dummy.
That
He
also
knows
helps.
He knows he's not a dummy too, which is kind of part of the problem. The big problem he has is he's a bit of a space cadet. He's got pretty bad ADHD, so sometimes it's hard to keep his attention.
Yeah,
he's
I
working on
kinda
that
have
too.
that problem.
I'll tell you
What about
this,
you,
he's a lot
Henry?
better than some of the other hires we've had. Some guys, we had a guy for a week, and he came from Jiffy Lube, and he gave almost every car he worked on the Jiffy Lube special.
Really?
Which the Jiffy Lube special is you just kind of half-ass the job, so it's really bad. It leaks. It just makes a mess, potentially damage customers' cars, and then leave after a week.
Classic.
Yeah, very classy.
Classic. One thing with working with family, at least for me, so companies generally they don't want you to like basically gang up with authority or position, try to move up or get what's the word? It's like
Nepotism, where a family member gets the job because they're a family member.
just don't want to
Give special treatment.
Yeah, you don't want to give any special treatment or favoritism. Is that nepotism? Nepotism?
Nepotism is favoritism in regards to specifically family.
Words. I passed my English classes
Yes.
and showed up for all of them.
But yeah, a lot of companies don't want special treatment for family. They don't want that kind of issue going on, and it always happens. But
Yeah, because the thing is, it's like the temperament of your family more. Generally, you'd know your family better than your coworkers. At least I would hope. But
yeah,
Not me. I know neither of those groups.
your coworkers or your family.
I know my coworkers by name, and that's it. And some of them, not even that much. Or at least at the current office.
That's how it be sometimes.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm like, hey, you.
Yeah.
We talked to each other for like 3 hours, last time you were here.
We still
Yeah.
sometimes don't tell. But yeah, I mean, like my little brother basically was offered the job as soon as he said he wanted to work there, which is one, we're desperate. Two, I was vouching for him, so I kind of put my neck out on the line. Um, and so like he walked out of the office, basically just had a conditional job offer.
Pretty nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I worked with a brother of mine once. We worked together for like, well, we actually worked at two different jobs together. First one we worked like for like it's like 8 months. The second one was like I only worked with him for like 6 months the second time.
Mhm.
But I yeah, I think it's nice to a degree, but sometimes it's like I don't know. I mean, the work I did with him was a little bit different, I'm sure, than what you're doing with him, and I don't know the sorts of interactions that you are able to have with your brother in terms of work. You know, how much you're actually able to interact or, do anything with him, but I know it can be fun, at least at different points. Goof around,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that is nice.
help
We
each
did kind
other
of
out, complete tasks, and then just
goof around a
goof
bit.
around. Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes we goof around. I worked with my older brother too when I was at a different shop. Um, this time around, I'm effectively the assistant manager, so I'm trying not to give him special treatment when I'm in charge. And then otherwise, he and I are just equals. But I mean, I've been there. I'm like the second most senior technician, so he asks me a lot of questions, and we hang out a lot. And we work together on basically every car. When I worked with my older brother, we would do the shop I was in. The policy was you'd have a partner for every car, and if you wanted to have the same partner for the entire day, you could, or you could just shuffle around. And so my older brother and I, Drew and I, we would just be partners for the day usually.
Hmm. Scrolling through our podcast topics, just to see if I can get us the ball rolling. And when I stumbled across Henry, it's one of yours.
Uh-oh.
TV shows that you could bring back. If you could bring back a TV show that was canceled, what shows would you bring back?
I think it's called The Order.
Yo,
What was
Netflix.
Yeah, on Netflix. That
Ah,
was
it's the
really
exact
good.
one I was thinking of. I miss Hamish, and it left off at like such an interesting area.
There's only like two seasons, right?
Yeah, they only did 2 seasons, and then Netflix was like, it didn't pop off as much as we wanted to. It's like 3 days, and then y'all were like, hey, we're canceling it. Like, season 2 just dropped.
I don't know where they like get the reviews or their I guess statistics of it wasn't doing so well because it's like I know it was trending on their front page for at least when I had watched it, it was trending for like 3 months or
Yeah.
something like that. And it's like, is it they just judge off the first like week or two? It's like
It's usually like
off
the
of the
first
release.
couple days after they release it. If it doesn't reach like a certain amount of views, they look at it versus how much it cost, and then they're just like, yeah, it's a flop.
Which is
Like, it
ridiculous because shows make a
takes a
lot of
while.
money.
Like some people don't want to watch just season by season. Like they want to wait till the show's, got some seasons behind it and then binge all the way through it. Or it takes some people a couple days to be like, hey, all right, I'm gonna go watch this now. Because I mean, people get into a show and then they'll start watching it, and a new season for another show will come out while they're watching this other show, and they're like, cool, I got something to watch next.
I still haven't
Oh.
seen the most recent season of Stranger Things.
I watched the first season. After that, I was like, this show kind of sucks. Like, it
I
was
just
kind of
couldn't really
interesting
get
for a
into
little
it.
bit, but I
Like
was,
there was definitely intrigue while watching it, but I just couldn't persist. I don't know. I couldn't persist in watching it for some reason.
for me, part of it was just like the main characters just being like little kids. Kind of like a turn off to me. 'Cause it's just like,
Well, that's good.
well, that's for me to watch a show. I have to be able to like put myself in the shoes of a character,
Yeah, and you woke up with
and
the
I
coke addiction, or you were born with the
can't.
coke addiction.
Well, I can't. Like, and none of those
Comes
kids
out
are
comes out
anything
of the
like
wound
where I
doing
am.
Doing with
comes
the
out
fat
of the
line.
wound doing lines. That'd be funny. Gets
I mean, they
delivered.
come out with a spoon around my neck, so
Comes out of gets delivered and somehow he already has a pack of cigs and a lighter. It's just like
come out the Newport hanging out my mouth,
Big old fat
wearing a
Newport.
Sunglasses
And a
on.
tracksuit,
cigarette hanging out of his mouth.
Tommy buns.
And he looks like he's 35, but you find out he's 76 years old.
That's cricket.
Nah, man, that's just cricket.
Other than the order, what would you bring back?
Inspector Gadget.
Nah.
but actually though.
I never
Inspector
did
Gadget
watch
was
any
my
Inspector
shit,
Gadget.
dog.
I'm trying to think of what else got canceled. Sneaky
mean-
Pete was the one that got canceled.
It had an ending kind of, but Daredevil.
Yeah.
They did the 3 seasons.
Yeah.
It had an
Punisher.
ending, but
Bring
I
back
wish they kept
Punisher.
going
Punisher
on
would
with it.
fucking kill right now.
They're going to bring back, I've heard rumors that they're going to have D'Onofrio play Kingpin in at least a Spider-Man movie.
Dude,
That
I
much I
hope
did
so,
hear.
man.
I think Daredevil is supposed to come back though.
he did
I think
such a
so.
good job
'Cause-
on Kingpin.
Oh, yeah,
He's still
D'Onofrio's,
like
he's such a great actor.
the main guy for Daredevil still plays Daredevil and all the other stuff. Like in the newest Spider-Man movie, he shows up. He's playing Matt Murdock. Like he's still Daredevil, and apparently he made an appearance in She-Hulk, and he's still Daredevil. Does the whole Daredevil thing in the TV show, and it's just like, okay, it's cool that y'all are bringing him into this other stuff, but can he get his show back? Because Daredevil was good. Punisher
was
was
really
good.
good.
I still need to go back and finish Jessica Jones.
Jessica Jones is good.
was really good.
That one's good.
I think I watched all of season 1, part of 2.
Basically, almost every single Marvel TV show pre-Endgame, very good.
Yeah.
Post-Infinity War, negatory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
DC shows, like I can watch like the Arrow and stuff. The Arrow I could watch a little bit. I can't binge through the Arrow.
They're animated
it's too
movies though.
repetitive. Yeah, they're animated
Super
ones are really
good.
Their comic TV shows are really good as well. I know the Batman one was like, and the Justice League were like still super fucking popular. I think they still do episodes.
Man, the old Batman TV show, the animated one, that was a good
Oh.
one too.
So
I need to go back and finish Titans on HBO. Titans is really good, and that's the whole like Robin
Titans,
and
but they're grown up.
Raven. Well, no, it's what the Teen Titans is actually supposed to be like. It's not them grown up. It's literally their story arc, but true to the nature of it, not as like a kids show.
Mm.
And you get to see like, all right, how did like Raven get their back? It's literally shows them coming together as a group, kind of like throughout the first season. It's them kind of meeting each other and kind of working together, and then it's starts to build up from there. And you watched Game of Thrones, Nate, right?
No.
No, Henry, you haven't watched any of it either, have you?
I've watched the first season.
I don't know if
I
this
need to
one
go back
shows
and
up
finish it
this.
though.
But the guy who's supposed to be like the protector for Daenerys, he plays Batman in Titans. He plays Bruce Wayne.
Oh.
I can't remember his name's like Yormund or something like that. Yeah. I think that's what his name was. I can't fucking remember. It's been a while since I've seen Game of Thrones. Trace keeps telling me to watch House of the Dragon, I think, right? It's their newest
Yeah.
one.
I'm gonna wait for that to finish.
Yeah, same.
before I even started. I just need to go and finish Game of Thrones, but
I
haven't
still need to
really gotten
finish
around to it.
Peaky fucking Blinders. I think I'm like,
That's another one.
I think I have
I need to finish Bosch
one
too.
season left. Bosch is super good. They have a legacy one I need to watch. Their legacy series is probably gonna be really good. The actress that plays his daughter did a fantastic job.
There was a show. I think it was on Netflix. Is Limitless, the TV
That one was
show.
good.
That was good.
Yeah, Limitless.
And
It
they
wasn't
left-
Netflix original. It was was it Fox?
I think it was Fox. I can't remember though.
Yeah.
With the NZT,
Mhm.
Yeah.
awake
they
your
just
awake
did
your
the one
inner
season,
third
though.
eye.
They didn't do
Yeah.
just one season, did they?
I think
Pretty
they
sure
did
it was
one.
one season. Yeah. And then they just left it on like a cliffhanger high note. And it's like,
And that was it.
right when
Yeah,
it
that
starts
one was
getting
good.
good.
Right when they might actually have the immunity med.
They only did one season. I thought they did two.
You thought.
I did think they did two.
Did you guys
What's
ever
the
watch
longest season?
Firefly? I haven't watched it, but
I haven't
heard
seen it all the way through, but Firefly, it's really good. Nathan Fillion.
What's Firefly?
It's a TV show.
TV show.
Firefly. Oh no!
I know a lot of people were upset that it was just one season.
Yeah, there's still a cult following for it.
I just thought of a show and I can't remember what. They only did one. Oh, Daybreakers or Dawnbreakers on Netflix. It was really good, and they only did one season of it. I was pretty upset because they, like the end of season one, there's like a huge thing to like make you want to see the second season. Just were like, no,
Did you know that Corvo was actually on an episode of a TV show?
am I?
It was hosted by Chris Hansen.
Oh.
That's where that was going.
Can confirm I was the
No.
12-year-old.
There you go.
I'm 12.
I'm 12.
Disclaimer: I am not a sexual predator. Can confirm. Kids annoy the shit out of me to begin with.
Now, sexual predator and map are not the same thing. They're not mutually exclusive. Yeah, mutually exclusive.
I don't know what to tell you.
He's got to sit and think.
I don't know what to tell you.
Do you know what a map is?
No.
It is the new PC term for a minor attracted person.
Wow. Well, that's,
So if you want to be inclusive to pedophiles,
I'm the
you have
last
to
person
be
that is
inclusive of
they're
fucking
pushing. There's a
child
big
predators.
pedophiles.
yeah. There's
Oh
a
my
group
gosh.
of the pedophiles of maps. Sorry, that are trying to push them and get themselves included into the LGBTQ rights.
Wow,
Who
that's,
isn't in that group now?
Them, us.
Just you wait.
Their
It'll be-
acronym
it'll-
just to
it'll-
be an
it'll
actual
include
paragraph of
straight
That's why they're the
people.
alphabet mafia.
It's gonna include everything.
all
Every
inclusive
race,
means all.
The year
every
is 2050. There are
sexual
over
orientation, every
350 legal
preference.
genders. I am the last straight white male. This is my story.
It's
Oh my
Les
God.
Stroud doing it. It's like a revamp of Survivor Man.
Oh, the picture I saw was the Fallout guy.
Oh,
He's walking out of one of the shelters.
yeah. That'll be me coming out of the fallout shelter.
We
Oh,
need
the
to-
world
I
is
guess
ruined.
they'll have killed me by then.
We need to start pushing for frogs to be included in
That's
that.
right, frogs to be a gender. Actually, I bet you if anything would get recognized, it would be Apache attack helicopter. That would be the first one to be recognized.
Oh my.
When some chick's like, "What's your star sign?" Tyrannosaur. That's not a real one. None of them are real.
It's all fake. Just like your tits.
What's your
Uh,
birthstone? Bottom. Rock bottom.
Rock bottom. Actually, it's lobster. rock
So-
lobster.
Rock
My
lobster.
birthstone is red lobster.
Red
Now,
lobster.
your birthstone is white, and in TV shows it's blue.
Nope. Can confirm my birthstone is not crystal meth.
Just-
When your birthstone is... Oh, please. Can we please make that a meme where it's like when your birthstone is crystal meth, and it's just like some woman with 3 teeth? No
his is
hair.
I mean-
actually the kidney stone.
Oh,
Dear God. Don't wish that evil on me, you
when your
fuck.
birthstone is a kidney stone.
Oh, dude, I don't wish that upon anybody. That's like the worst thing you can wish upon somebody.
Taking pissing razor blades to another level. Pissing augers.
You know you've got a problem when you go to pee and it's just a river of sand because you've been drinking so much Mountain Dew that they're just kidney stones.
I don't drink Mountain Dew. Genuinely just not the hugest fan of it.
You drink plain milk and eat crayons and squeeze rabbits too hard.
What am I, George?
You breathe through your mouth.
Is this mice and men?
You have a square brain.
Triangle, actually.
Never seen my brain, so I couldn't tell you. Might not even be there.
My dad had to have surgery. He had a tumor growing in his right ear canal, and it was like right next to his eardrum. And they told him, we got to get in there and get it out because it's growing. That's why you've had ringing in your ears and you're starting to get headaches and stuff. So we're going to get in there. We don't know if we will be able to preserve your hearing. You'll probably lose it all, but you might get to keep some. And so we got to get in there and do it. And he said, okay. And he's like 23. No, I don't think he was 23. He was young. I had just been born or
Fairly
something
early.
like that. So, he's a new father, got a new job, just got a house, got a wife, and he's got to go in for surgery. And so they get in there and they open up his skull, and they have to go down through underneath his brain to get into the ear canal. And they pulled the tumor out, and he said, I wish I had told them while they were operating on me to take a picture of my brain so I could have proof that I have one. So he's got all these scars on the side of his head from when they did the operation, and he did lose most of his hearing in his right ear. But he has
Permanently,
some.
or does any of it come back?
No, he's got some. But he has a hearing aid that work paid for.
That's good. Paid.
So when he needs to go to bed, he just lays down with his right ear facing up.
I can't hear you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Sucks for your alarm, though. Last Oasis is on sale. Fuck yeah. Only I could get any of you fucks to play it.
Probably one of these days. Maybe.
I'm not holding my breath.
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't,
Keep waiting for Craftopia to do their update. I'm pretty excited for this Seamless World, and hopefully the next Era of Evolution that will come out with it. I have officially given up hope on Valheim.
They've been doing updates
Do
for
they
some more
even have
networking
news on it?
issues.
I don't even
Oh,
think they've
yeah.
put news out for
For major patches for Valheim?
yeah, I think they've teased at some of the stuff they're working on, but there's actually, there hasn't been anything
Yeah, nothing
actually
crazy.
released.
Speaking of crazy announcements, did y'all see the new hero announcement?
Oh, yeah.
They talked about it. I did not see it.
So her name is Muerta. She's supposed to be, it looks like a zombie, in my opinion. This article on PC Gamer's like, she looks like she's an automaton. And I watched the video, and she's a creature that can go between the land of the living and the dead. And she kind of looks like
So we're getting
a
another
zombie.
Willow.
And she has 2 flintlocks. They said revolvers, but obviously PC Gamer doesn't understand the difference between flintlock and revolver. So she's got 2 flintlocks, and she's all edgy and dead. And then at the end, they light up her thing to show her powers or whatever, and she gets all colored like Dia de los Muertos. So she is definitely Hispanic based, and they're thinking, and her voice actor is phenomenal. Again, Hispanic,
Yeah, I'm watching it right now.
and they're thinking she's gonna be Dia de los Muertos themed, which is pretty
Early
cool.
2023.
2023. They're thinking February.
Could be interesting. Probably gonna be another hero that they just don't give sets to. Even though sets for her, I feel like are probably gonna be really fucking easy.
Actually, I bet
Just
you
need to
that
do
she's gonna
recolors.
be. She's quickly gonna be the hero with the most sets.
Really?
I bet you.
Think she really gonna pass up Jug though?
I could see it.
Jug gets a new set like every treasure that comes out. There's a new Jug set.
I can't believe how many treasures Juggernaut has. Or how many sets.
It's fucking insane.
Draw's starting to get up there too.
Drow's always had a lot, but
Even
Yeah, she's
she's
had a
still
lot
starting
lately.
to fall off.
Sven used to be up there for a lot, but he's slowed down.
Same with didn't Axe have a bunch?
Axe used to be one of the leaders too.
Muerta.
Could be good. Still waiting for that V Rising update.
Still waiting for Invoker Arcana.
Yeah, I'd like to see an Invoker Arcana.
That could be really cool too.
One that gets affected by the persona too.
Yeah, one that works on both.
Please.
Oh, because the PA Arcana doesn't go on the persona, does it?
Nope.
None of the personas do. Neither does Pudge.
Oh yeah.
Who else? Oh, I think that's just it, right? So Anti-Mage doesn't have one. Anti-Mage is the only other one. Well, Marana as well.
Lena just needs a new one.
I feel
I
like
think-
Lena just needs a
They need to revamp
like a
hers.
revamp her model. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, she's got some good sets, but
You need to revamp her model, and you need to revamp the Arcana.
the Arcana especially. I saw one today, and it doesn't look good at all.
It used to.
Yeah, wasn't it the first Arcana?
Very first.
Yeah.
You ready for them to release Sniper Arcana?
Doesn't matter. I'll never see it.
Oh man, it was so
I'm
gonna
playing
funny.
say,
them
yeah,
every
just
fucking
don't.
game.
It was either last night or the night before Daniel was playing Dota. He's all, man, now I can play Sniper, do my play well. And I was like, you never see Sniper because Corvo always bans Sniper. And he goes, yeah. I told him that I could play good if he just didn't ban the one hero I'm good at. I was silent. I
Or
was like,
Daniel,
I just
you could
don't.
learn other heroes.
I just don't like playing with it against Sniper because, I mean, with him, that's fine because you're probably going to win. Against him, it's annoying because he's just going to sit in the back and just do nothing and then murder you
Not
all.
on my team. Anytime I have a sniper on my team, brain is turned off. They just build whatever, and it makes 0 sense. Like triple talisman on sniper, and then we lose because we have just this brain dead monkey on our team. And then if
Triple
he's on the
gold
enemy
talisman
team,
sniper.
nobody jumps him.
Yep, he's on the enemy team. He gets 8 kills before leaving mid.
We did
Alright.
have a Clinks today earlier that we were like, man, this makes us wish we had Daniel on our team. That should be
Take
an
that
attest-
as you
Oh,
will.
shit it is. It was a gold Clinks. He sat in the jungle the entire time and didn't jungle. Killed no creeps. So useless. I am excited to see what Icarus's next update's gonna be, since they just added fucking open world a few days ago.
Probably something like we give the bears armor.
Please no. Even though the bears are the easiest thing to fight in the game.
Battle bears. They add in man bear pigs.
Please.
Watch them add in NPC factions.
That would be awesome. That'd
Rival
be-
companies coming in to invade.
Well, they like already in the game. They have like the different companies and stuff, and you do contracts for all. think it'd be interesting if they're like, hey, you're going down to do this, and there's another group down there doing it, and like
Oh, and they're doing it too, and it's a race to see
all
who can
holes
do
are
it
barred.
first.
Yeah, like you could either race them or you could kill them and finish it at your own pace.
If you
Have it
kill
like be
them, then be
AIs or
aware
some
they're
shit.
probably gonna come. They're probably gonna send more people to come kill you.
Yeah, like ups your threat level. You could
It
like either
spawns
just
more and more enemies
sabotage
the more you
them,
kill.
or dude, I would be totally fine with that. Apparently, they have a horde mode. I haven't seen where it's at yet, but I do want to try that. I think a horde mode in that game could be fucking interesting. There's no like automatic weapons, but it'd give me a use for making frag grenades instead of just making them to throw at rocks.
Fishing. Launches the fish straight out, and you just.
I actually
Dummy.
haven't tried to use it for fish. Saying can I have a base that's literally like right next to a bunch of fish right now. Might craft me a grenade. Just chuck it in there.
I'm looking through our prompts that we had written up. Some of them are really
Chuck
good,
it in there.
but then some of them are
Some of them are just
very
dumb.
questionable.
Like, is my dick more bottle shape or neck shape?
Criminy.
Prompted by our games bottlenecked more by technology or by the creativity of the developers, which was Henry's.
A decent question that gets transitioned into something well.
The why does Trace have such a nice personality that was changed about a dozen times, which I responded with, "Why does Trace?" question mark.
Yeah.
That was it.
Still no response from Trace. Feels bad.
Yeah.
He gets back with his girlfriend.
Did he really?
Yeah,
No,
they broke up, right?
They broke up, but
I knew that like a couple days ago, probably 3 or 4 days ago.
Sucks for him, but it happens. Get back on that horse, my guy.
That's not her name.
Fair enough. I never knew her name. All right. See, I think he said it, but I don't remember what it was. Was it like Sarah or something?
Quentin.
Quentin.
Her name was not Quentin, was it?
No.
Could
Do
have
you
been.
remember what her name was, Henry?
Hell no. Oh, Henry? I don't know.
He mentioned her a few times. You know, now this is just making us look like bad friends.
Normal friend. I think I've literally heard
He
him say
didn't-
her name once.
He would talk more about her and then like refer to her more of as like a title or but not as more of a
As
actual
She
name.
or her, and
She
then
or her or my
my
girlfriend
girlfriend.
or
Yeah.
yeah.
That's alright. None of you guys even know how to spell my name.
This is true.
Yeah, because we know your name.
We noticed who you were,
You guys are only nice to me because I'm the one who boots up the podcast every week.
which we do need to get the info from you, because if you don't answer half the time, we're like, he might be asleep, because
Some
Nate is
panic.
notorious for just straight up going to sleep.
Yeah.
So whenever you have
Unfortunately,
time, drop it.
It is
in
a
their
sub
hermetic
account
order of
on my main
frogs.
Google account.
And we
Ah.
hear why. What am I gonna do with your Google account, mate?
Sell it.
For what? Pennies?
For
Consider
frogs,
doing that.
I'll
obviously.
sell it for frogs. I'll make a toad launcher.
A toad launcher. That's what we need.
The toad tosser.
It's a catapult.
We just come out. Henry just make another sexual innuendo out of frogs.
Hey, I'll toss your toad.
I like
Is that
squeezing
like
the toad
this?
better.
Is that like the sex lingo for like trannies or something?
Oh,
I hope not. No, they're called Decepticons.
there you go.
Is it because they're robots in disguise?
Yeah.
Sick.
And they're not on the good side. They're not an Autobot. Which, yeah.
Which of the groups would be the Autobots? Clearly men, right? So we get all the important roles.
Y'all are skirting a real close line there.
It's alright, because it's comedic relief.
It's a comedic
And that's the
spin.
excuse I'm going
Don't the
with.
Autobots die off in the end, and the Decepticons take over the entirety of the universe?
From what
or
I've
something
heard,
like that?
yep.
Yeah, so it's fine.
I think it's like Optimus Prime dies like 3 or 4 times. So you just constantly bring him back, and then he just stays dead. And they all fall apart.
He loses his main protagonist privileges.
His main character powers are gone.
Oh boy. I don't even know how we got to this. Oh yeah, we were talking
Weird
about
Trace.
A frog launcher.
Trace.
Somehow,
A
yeah,
frog
we went
launcher.
from Trace's girlfriend to a frog launcher, and then Henry said, toss your toad.
Oh yeah, the euphemism.
A frog flinger and a toad tosser.
It's like twat swatting.
So are you more of a frog flinger or more of a toad tosser?
I mean, frogs are easier to find, aren't they?
Sure, let's go
But
with
toads
that.
have more of an impact, I would guess. What's the difference between a frog and a toad?
Toads are generally
I think
bigger. I
one's more
believe.
bottle shaped and one's more neck shaped.
Fuck you.
I got you with that.
Frogs have long legs, longer than their head and body, which are made for hopping. Toads, on the other hand, have much shorter legs and prefer to crawl around rather than hop.
Now we know.
Frogs also have smoother skin. Toads are better with dry conditions than frogs because their skin is more waterproof. Frogs lose moisture a lot more easily and so are rarely seen too far away from water.
I still think it's so stupid how frogs just constantly get hit by cars. Because their defense mechanism for lights is stop moving. All right, now
Literally,
what?
if it's rain, like anytime I've been in any eastern state and it's raining and you're driving down a road or anywhere really, you just
Frogs.
hear like you just hear your car
They're so
running over
fucking loud.
frogs. There's so many.
Lake Charles, I had water behind my house, and my neighbors had a koi pond that was like right along the fence. And if you were in the kitchen, you could hear the frogs in their koi pond because they would go in there and like eat their fish and shit. But you could hear them through the window, and from where their koi pond was, they were so fucking loud. And it wasn't like faint; it was very
A
audible.
cacophony.
They were so fucking loud.
Frogs do that. Cicadas are loud too.
Cicadas are very loud. I saw a video of a dog that ate a cicada and it was just sitting in the mouth, just making their little noise. The dog was just sitting there like, man, this sucks, but I don't want to let go of this thing because I don't know what it is and it's in my mouth now. What's your go-to breed of dog, Henry? Or are you a cat person?
Go-to breed.
If you don't say frog, I swear.
Frog is not a breed of dog.
Ah, man, I don't know. It's okay. So I really like the look of huskies, but personality-wise, they're annoying.
Oh,
Super
huskies
loud.
are
What?
so funny.
They're hilarious.
Yeah, but like they're overly dramatic.
They're so
That's
dramatic.
the best
That's part,
part,
and they're just
bro.
like, oh my gosh, my life is awful. Rub me.
See, I like really just like calm, quiet dogs that basically just sleep all the time.
So you want an American bulldog? Those dogs are awesome.
I would go with a Basset Hound before I go with a Bulldog.
I saw
Basset
a
Hounds are
Belgian
adorable
Shepherd today,
puppies.
and she was all over the place.
Really?
She was super high energy, running around saying hi to everybody, bringing wood chips back to mom, being like, "Look what I found! Look what I found!" Doing tricks like crazy, making friends like crazy, just having a grand old time.
Or you get you a Golden Retriever, Henry. They could be pretty laid back.
They can be. They're either laid back or they are nonstop.
Energetic as fuck. Usually you can tell by when they're puppies, though.
I
Certain dogs.
I kind of want to get a Basset Hound one day.
Oh, Basset Hounds are
Just the
hilarious.
huge floppy ears, man.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta clean them. That's the only thing. But if you
Yeah,
get
they
like
do
an
look
American
good.
Bulldog, you gotta clean all the wrinkles too.
Yeah, I'm good.
But American Bulldogs are so funny because they're just these chunky little boulders of dog that just
Oh, I
waddle
know.
around and grunt and groan and snore.
That's the mascot for LA Tech.
Okay?
And the house next door was the one that held our mascot. And it was just annoying. This dog just shit anywhere and just was constantly having like explosive diarrhea.
Sounds like they weren't taking care of the dog.
No, it died some years later because they left it outside and it died of
Criminy.
heat stroke. Yeah, they got kicked out of the school.
Another dog I like is the Cocker Spaniels, like the English Cocker Spaniels.
Springer Spaniels are also very nice. They can be really hyper though. I had
Why
one
don't you
one
just get a wood
Titus.
carving of a dog?
Why?
Why would
Because
What do
it'd
you
be
have
just
against
as
Spaniels?
it'd be just as bland, just a dog sitting there.
The fuck up, 8.
When I think of dogs, I gotta think smart, some
German
energy,
Shepherd.
reactive, so they feed off your emotions, and then like
All
full
dogs do that.
size. Like Loki was our Saint Bernard. He was a big boy, and that was his party piece. Was he was big. Like he was big for a Saint Bernard, and this dog was just. Oh, his favorite thing was jelly beans. Like you would open a pack of jelly beans, and he would come
Feed your
sprinting
dog jelly
from wherever he was. He loved jelly beans. The Starburst ones were hands down his favorite jelly beans. You'd give him 4 of them, and he'd take them to the carpet. He'd spit them all out, and he'd eat them one at a time. And he would go slow, and he would chew every last little bit, and then he'd use his tongue and make sure he got all of it, and then he'd move on to the next one, because he's got to savor every last jelly bean. And he
Jan's
didn't
dog does
realize
that.
how big he was,
Not
or if he
that
did, he
exact
didn't
one.
care. So he'd sit on you, and he was long enough that he
Right,
would
the-
lay down on a
sitting-
3-person couch.
Oh.
He was a big boy.
My buddy Derek had a Great Dane named Zeus that you would be sitting down like this, and he would walk over to you, turn around, and then
And
just
park his butt.
sit down like a regular person. And he would either do it on the couch next to you or in your lap. Just sit there and then turn that big ass head of his
Yep, the
around.
big
like,
old
"What's up,
meaty
dog?"
head, and the jowls are just.
Just like, "What's up, big boy? How are
wanted to
you
hang
doing?"
out.
Yeah, he was great. He's a good dog.
It's funny because people are afraid of big dogs, but the bigger a dog is, typically the more of a sweetheart they are.
Yeah, they really
Yeah.
can be. Small dogs are just annoying as shit.
Chihuahuas, I'm convinced, are 50% tremble, 50% hate.
I'm convinced they are 100% just rodent. It's not a real dog.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kyle, but your dog's not real.
Yeah,
It's
Like
German
a big
Shepherds.
I understand why people
Coke
get
fever
little
dream.
dogs when they're old because like it's little. It's easier to take care of. It needs
Yeah.
less food. You don't have to walk it as much. It goes out to the bathroom every time you get up anyway because you're getting up 17 times a night, so your dog can get up 17 times a night as well. But at the same time, it's like that's not a dog.
No,
A dog shouldn't sound.
it's a weird cat rodent
Yep.
mix.
Like I can understand doing a mini breed. So like my parents have two mini Australian cattle dogs, and so they're not like dinky little guys. They're just on the small end of the medium dog size.
Yeah.
And they're big enough that you can still scoop them up. And one of them hates it, and the other one just will like lean into it and just be all thrilled that you're picking them up and giving them love.
People I stayed with in Lafayette after the hurricane had a small, long-haired dachshund
Mm.
named Maya. She was adorable, but I was like, I could not have a dog like this because they kept her like in a little kennel, and their kitchen and living room were like right next to each other. I kept her in a little kennel whenever everybody would go to sleep and stuff. And I was like, see, I wouldn't be able to do that with my dogs. I'm like, I want you to have freedom. I want you to
Yeah.
have your own little area. And a dog that small, I'm gonna get up drunk one night, walk around downstairs, dead dog. Because I could literally pick this dog up with one hand and
Oh yeah,
move
they're
it,
teeny.
no problem.
And I love
She was
dachshunds. They're funny
Fucking
looking,
tiny.
but they have so many back problems and so many leg
Oh, yeah,
problems
yeah.
and knee problems just because of the way they're shaped.
She's adorable though. The dog was hilarious. Like after she would get her baths and stuff, or if it was like really cold in the morning, she would go and throw a blanket in the dryer. My buddy's wife, and then after it ran its cycle, the dog knew what was going on and would get excited the moment that blanket went in the dryer. And when it would come out, just straight to the blanket and just curl up and then just sit there and stare at you like, yes, this is my life. Like, so
Cozy
spoiled,
blanket.
gets a little bit of bacon every morning. They'll sprinkle bacon grease on the dog food sometimes if they don't cook bacon. Just fucking wildness.
Sounds like a good. If you were to, would you rather be a dog or would you rather be a cat?
Dog.
A cat, I could get away with doing more devious things, but I feel like I'd have more fun as a dog. But even still,
I don't know. My dog gets away with a
I'd wanna be
lot
a
of
wild
devious
dog.
things. We'll be like, Indy, get out of the trash. And he has absolutely zero guilt.
think of your life as a cat, bro. It's like you want to sleep all day, sleep all day. Anything that walks around, you're like, I'm gonna fuck that up. And then you're just hunting. You're just immediately like,
Always on the
like
prowl.
Joe Rogan has this bit. He's like, he has a cat that has never once been outside of their house. Like it's never seen outdoors. But it'll sit at the window and stare at squirrels. Like full primal hunter instinct. And it's like it has no idea what that is. Never been outside.
But it knows.
But in its genes it knows I wanna fucking kill it.
if you
Like,
show
They are
Instincts, man.
terrifying creatures.
if you show livestock to herding animals, they get so excited and they just laser. Just there were the neighbor across the street. They have cows in the field near us, and every time we walk by the cows, when the dogs see them, it's just because they're Australian cattle dogs. They know, like you said, it's in their genes. They say, "Oh, I gotta go chase that."
Mm-hmm. That's why, dude, if I were gonna be any like house pet, fucking ferret all day.
Oh, because
Ferrets just have the most fucking
crackhead
fun
energy
ever.
and just run around and just.
They're little kleptos, bro. They're fucking hilarious.
Dude, I would be. I mean, you can't really do it in the majority of the U.S., but be a raccoon, a household raccoon.
You can just get a license in most states.
I know you. I
Cousin,
know you can't in Utah.
Really?
Yeah, I've looked into it.
I had a cousin.
You also gotta remember there's
she got a
still wild
license to get a pet
animals.
alligator.
That's sketchy.
Oh, it was small. Like you can only keep for a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
With this license, she kept it till it was about like 3 feet, and then she let it go or gave it to somebody. I can't remember what the thing was, but it was cool. So at a family reunion, she was just like, "Hey, this is my pet alligator. How more southern could you get? This is fucking awesome."
Did he live
So,
in
like-
the bathtub?
So like it's at the family reunion, so we would go to this place called Lake Tiacata, and it's a fucking fantastic place, honestly. Fairly underrated. And they stayed in one of the cabins that you can rent, which is actually just like a small house, not even like an actual cabin. But yeah, just this giant Tupperware thing. Just put a little bit of water in there, and so we were like, well, this is awesome. We'd go to the lake, and we'd swim around, try to catch fish, fail miserably, and then we're like, all right, how do we do this? And then we were in the gift shop getting ice cream, and we were like, tiny nets for kids. This'll do. So at night, people would go out on the little dock and throw like bread for the catfish and stuff that would swim up to it, because they had these things fucking trained, because people have been doing it for every day for years. And so we're like, all right, well, this is our game plan. We're gonna grab all the small fish, bring them to Jessica's alligator, and fucking feed it to them. That's what we did. That was fucking awesome. Just throw a small fish in there, watch them lock onto it, and fucking snatch it. We're just like, awesome. Next fish, goodbye.
They're cool.
I would love to put a
They're
top hat and a bow tie on a little alligator.
Oh, we took him for walks. Like she had a little leash and everything for it, and a little harness.
Oh,
They had
man.
a tennis court and basketball goals behind the A-frames that we would stay at. And we were just walking around, and there were other people that stayed there that like had no idea about the family reunion and stuff. They were just like random people there for vacation, and they were out playing tennis. And here comes us walking a little alligator. It's like, what the fuck is going on
I would have
here?
had to take pictures. I would have stopped and wanted to come over and be like, "Can I
People did.
touch it?"
Little kids running up. Can I play with it? Said alligators. Literal predator that could probably rip your arm off at this stage. But sure. Go right ahead. Bit Cole. That was hilarious. Bit Cole in the ankle. Just laughing our asses off.
Yeah, they're no joke,
Oh, they are not.
especially when they get big.
Yeah. I don't know if I told you this story. We were driving somewhere around Cameron Parish, and me and a couple buddies. We pulled up at a gas station, and apparently they did alligator tags for the hunters and stuff.
Right.
And it's where you would go and turn them in for that area. And these guys had their boat up, and alligators were sitting there, and all the alligators' heads were just fucking destroyed. And we were like, what the fuck? Like, what were they shooting them with? So we kind of waited around after getting our gas, and the guys came out, and we were like, hey, those y'all's? We're like, yeah. The heads are split. Like, what were you shooting them with? They're like, I just 30-06, like 22, our usual stuff. I'm like, what's the deal with the heads? He goes, one of them came alive in the boat while we thought it was dead, while we were wrangling another one. So afterwards, we were like, no more trusting that. We took our wood axe
Yep,
and
and
started
donk,
splitting the
donk,
heads
Donk.
of each gator we got. And I was just like, Jesus Christ. And I was like, how hard is it to split that head with an axe? Takes a couple tries, but once you get the knack of it, it still takes a couple tries. Okay.
Criminy.
Their heads are very fucking hard. Like, dude, they get hit by boats, like the propellers and shit, and they'll get fucked up, like dazed and shit, and they'll definitely get cuts, but they'll be relatively fine. Like, they'll recover from most of it.
They'll win a 1v1 fight versus the propeller.
I mean, sharks attack propellers a lot of times too. But if you're sitting long enough in a boat, like, the alligators will get curious sometimes, depending on what area you're in.
Sharks get
If you're
curious too. It's funny.
Really out there, like just middle of the swamps, rarely ever trafficked, like, alligators will come up to your boat, like, curious. Especially if food is scarce. And they get fucking big. We went to this one place in Morgan City, and the dude had a 14-foot fucking alligator. At their place, they had like a whole bunch of shit. Huge fucking albino boa constrictor, I think is what it was. I can't remember exactly what it was. I know it was albino. And this thing was, I think, 26 feet long. Something like that.
Oh.
It was, upper 20s. think it was fucking massive. Went there with a huge group for some shit, and they were like, "You want to take a picture of it?" And all of us are standing there, like literally head to tail, and then some of it was left over. Okay, it's like 15 of us here, and it's still longer.
And if it wanted to
This
squeeze all
is-
you guys then, it coulda.
It was docile as fuck. I think hardly moved. I was concerned it was dead, but it wasn't. So they were like, "All right, you can set it down on the ground. Everybody go down at once." We're like, okay. Set it down. He's like, "All right," and just started slowly slithering away at like 0.1 miles per hour.
I remember when I was little, we used to go to the alligator farm in Colorado, and they had this tortoise that had lived there longer than the farm had been set up. And this tortoise, they just let him wander loose in like the aquarium, but they put up boards so he couldn't get out.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you'd usually see him just camped out near one of the doors, just hanging out. But sometimes you'd see him walking around, just doing his thing, and he's just like this big around. Big guy, like probably 50, 60 years old. Just doing his thing.
Alligator snapping turtles are the fucking worst. They can break damn near anything. Like I've seen them fuck up PVC pipes before. We were doing a job site probably like 5 years ago out at a PPG, and we were surveying an area for one of their fucking projects they were doing. And there was one just in the path where we have to go. So it's like, all right, went back to the truck. Rather, like, we have to check that spot. Like, we can't not. And I was like, I'm not touching it. So we went digging around the truck. There's PVC pipe, probably about that big around. So that's perfect. Just grab it, walk over there, start poking it, just trying to agitate it so it'll move. Just broke it. I was just like, okay, slightly shorter now. Fuck's sake. Those things have ridiculous jaws.
My
And they're
YouTube
ugly as sin.
Oh yeah, my YouTube Shorts feed has been showing me jaguar videos lately, and man, they'll give them raw chicken on the bone too, and they like crunch the bones and eat everything, and just seeing all their jaw muscles just
Yeah, moving.
oh my gosh, just so much power.
Did you know in nature they will eat like psychedelic plants and just trip balls
Yep,
just in the jungle?
yep.
It's the funniest shit to see ever. It's this
Yep,
cat,
they do drugs.
huge animal,
Just
primal
killing
predator out there,
machine,
and then
he's laying on his
just
back like
pawing at things that aren't there, just fucking losing it like a little house cat. Like
they'll give them catnip on the jaguar sanctuary. I like to watch, and they're rolling in it and rubbing their heads in it, and then afterwards they sit there like,
yeah, it does something to them.
Yeah. Have you seen the like tiger or like lion tamers that just like they grow up with the animal and
Mike
so and they're
Tyson?
just Did Mike Tyson have a
He had, I think like,
tiger?
he had tiger. He had albino tigers, I think. I know he had two, but I think he ended up getting one more or two more. I can't remember. But I know he had two at least. He had there is a picture of Mike Tyson like in his underwear with his tigers. He would like play with them and like wrestle with them and shit. Just 3 killing machines just hanging out.
But if you raise it from, a small
Yeah.
yeah,
a
they don't see you
cub,
as prey.
yeah.
You're the human that brings them chicken.
I mean, Kevin Richardson. Look at Kevin Richardson. He got hyenas. He's got, I think they're leopards, and then he's got lions. And it's just like they'll go out there at the lions, and they just sit down and they just put their head on them, and they'll play with them and stuff. And it's like, dude, that's like the best pet ever.
Or like the wolf sanctuaries where they have like the pack, and
Yeah.
like the people who take care of them all their lives, raise them when they're pups and everything, go out there and the pack will come up all just happy to see them, just hanging out,
Doesn't always go that way though.
and you're like, holy cow, those dogs are bigger than you. And
Yeah.
when you hear them play, like their
Fucking
play
awesome.
voice, it's just like this. just primal, throaty, deep, mean roar, growl, and you're like, oh man, that's scary.
Yeah.
And maybe it's something about being a human and hearing a wolf growl.
Yeah, because wolves used to kill so many people.
So many people.
They stopped World War II. Like they had a ceasefire because of no, it was World War One.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, there was a ceasefire because wolves were killing people.
Really?
Yeah, they were just like, hey, we should stop shooting each other because we're losing more troops to wolves than one another. They had a ceasefire and just killed wolves for winter. Germany and Russia. It's like, hey, nature's winning this war, and they weren't initially in this.
Wolves are really
Okay.
cool.
All those morons in California are like, we need to bring the wolves back here. Say goodbye to
No.
all your pets and all your running trails.
Like,
It's
keep
like,
it
y'all
on
have
Yellowstone.
mountain lions there still.
Yeah, that's true.
Those still fuck y'all up. Y'all can't handle coyotes. Let's add a bigger dog.
Now I can understand doing
even more
wolves
deadly.
on like Yellowstone, because it's a nature conservation, or it's a
Oh, yeah.
nature park.
There still are out there.
Yeah, there's a lot of them out there, but
Mhm.
they have problems with them too, where they will they will leave the reservation or the park, and go on to
Yeah, they're
farmland
just
nearby and kill cows and eat them.
Coyotes are fucking wild animals. Coyotes are like oddly different sized, depending on the area. Like in Louisiana, you're in more towards like the city area. Coyotes are small. They're like that long and like that tall. Like they're not that big. Like
Yeah,
they're a
little
literal
dinky guys.
medium-sized dog, and they're skinny as fuck. But you go further south of town, towards where all the farms and stuff are, and all the property, and they're fucking huge. Like they're as big as German shepherds, like easily. And the farmers will kill them, and then they string them along, like the coyotes they kill, along their property fence, just to as like a warning to the other coyotes, like, hey, you've killed a bunch of your other friends. Don't fucking come back here.
My little brother was talking about something similar. There's shrikes, or a type of bird, and
Mhm.
they're known. One of the things that they do is they will impale their food on branches, and then they will remove the guts and store the guts for winter. They
pretty
will
awesome.
literally like dry store their food, make a fridge, and
Yeah.
eat what they can off the bird. But then they take the corpses of their prey and put them around their territory. And they will mark their territory and say, hey, other shrikes, this is my house.
I mean, you know about like Tasmanian devils, huh?
Then on Australia,
Yeah. You know how they eat?
they turn into tornadoes.
I don't
They-
think that's something.
Rip open the rectal cavity and eat the animal from the inside.
I mean, that's what vultures do. You know why their neck has no feathers? Is because when they find dead prey, they stick their head up its butt
Get to
and
all the
work
juicy.
their way in that way.
But
Easy
Tasmanian
access.
devils,
Australia.
they literally climb full body inside of it and just sit inside of it and eat their heart's content.
Didn't
There's a lot
Australia
of
lose
things
a
where, like,
war to like
To emus,
some animals? The emus?
Moose.
they did
Yep.
lose a war to emus.
A flightless bird.
They lost a war to a flightless bird, which does not have a society or concept of war.
Well, I mean, you push a flightless bird and the
That's right,
fight or flight instinct.
I told my dad that
breaks in.
yesterday. I said, the most dangerous thing you can do is trigger the fight or flight response of a flightless bird, and he just laughed.
Unless it was a flightful bird that is now flightless, because you made it no longer flightless.
Well, either way, it will only respond with violence.
There's just a lot of animals in nature, or really just nature in general, can be pretty savage.
Oh yeah.
And then there's dolphins,
And
and we're not going to go
They're
too in
just
depth
there
with
to
that.
fuck.
Because of TOS, you know. Don't want to say some keywords about dolphin activities, but suffice it to say,
the
they like
dolphin
to party.
candles.
Dolphin Point podcast episode of Time Suck. That is an interesting one.
puff puff past the puffer fish, and
Did
they do that. Did you know that?
they
Puffer
actually?
fish will release a toxin that is lethal, but to dolphins, it's a narcotic. And
It's
so
narcotic for most animals. Narcotic
they'll
just means it
inflate
is-
the puffer fish and poke them, so they release their toxin, and then they pass them around with the puffed up fish, and just like play
Like a
volleyball.
beach ball, bro.
Yeah, and just get high while they're doing it.
That's what I'd do if I were a dolphin.
Well,
hell?
that and many other things that we cannot mention. Specific words which are not approved.
Dude, I would just like completely harass people on boats. Like every time they catch a fish, just wait till it gets right to the boat and then just come up like, yeah, this is mine now.
Just eat half of it and leave just the head.
Yeah.
Just cheese it.
Not
Or just
even.
yell
Just
at
wait
them.
for them to
Just poke
just
your head
wait
out,
for them to cast out again and just chill. Just knowing damn well it's like, all right, here comes another free meal. Get reeling it in, they get it tired out, getting it come close to the boat, and free meal.
And yum.
Thanks. Have you
All
seen
right.
orcas hunt?
Orcas are cool. Did you know they beat up their prey? That
Mhm.
they'll get underneath it and they'll slap it up into the air to
Yeah.
stun it and just literally beat it to death and then eat
Dude,
it.
they're ridiculously smart.
Oh, and they hunt in packs, and their
Mhm.
tactics change like every year. You don't know if they're gonna scare the prey into the water, if they're just gonna be really silent and sneak up. You don't know what they're gonna do. They just
The way they break
Do their
up
thing.
like the fucking floating ice and shit. It's
Smart.
fucking wild.
smart animals.
Uh,
Well, all right, we are at an hour and 11, so I'm gonna go ahead and call it. Thank you everybody for tuning in to the Men Who Throw Frogs podcast. I think we had one viewer the whole time, maybe two different viewers, but either way, we do appreciate you stopping by, hanging out for just a bit, even if it's just a bit. Please feel free to hit the subscribe button and the like button. Gets us rolling, gets us going,
Yep.
and maybe eventually Trace will join us, but for now, it'll be just us three. Thanks again, everybody.
Yep.
Have a good rest of your week, and have a happy Halloween.